Alright, today let's learn how to simplify surds. First of all, I just have to tell you two things before we begin. What is surd? Surd is, let's say we have the square root of 100. The square root of 100 is simply asking us what number will multiply itself to give 100, and that is definitely 10 because 10 times 10 is 100. Now what if we have what square root of 75? Now, no number will multiply itself to give 75, so we say that 75 is not a perfect square, and therefore, if you use your calculator, you're going to get a decimal answer. Alright, so any number that is not a perfect square is regarded as a surd. So the square root of 75 cannot give us a whole number, so we can just leave it as square root of 75, or we can call it root 75. So this is what we call it surd. Now, if you don't want to leave your answer when you're solving a question, you might come across some numbers like this that are not a perfect square, and you don't want to have decimal, or maybe you're not even with a calculator. That's what I want to learn. I want to learn how to simplify it. At least, even if we cannot get the exact value, we can reduce it to the lowest term. Now, the idea you need to have is just that if you have, say, square root of a times b, this is equal to the square root of a times the square root of b. Alright, you can distribute the root sign whenever you're multiplying the terms inside the square roots. Alright, so if you know this, then we are good to go. Now let's even simplify the 75, which is the first example. Let's reduce it to the lowest term. So we have square root of 75. Seeing is not a perfect square, all we need to do is to try to break it down. You can just divide 75 by prime numbers. So 2 can't divide, so let's start from 3. 3 into 7 is 2, remainder 1, into 15 is 5. 3 can't go again, so we have 5. 5 into 25 is 5. 5 into itself is 1. So we can rewrite square root of 75 as the square root of 3 times 5 times 5. You see that now? So we can now rewrite this as the square root of 3 times the square root of 5 times 5, because 5 times 5 is a perfect square, right? So you have the square root of 25. So our answer will now be equal to square root of 25 is 5 times the square root of 3, which is not a perfect square. So our final answer will be 5 root 3. And we've simplified that surd. So let's try another one. What if you have the square root of 90? 90 is not a perfect square in the sense that no two number will multiply to give you exactly 90. So we're going to do the same thing. Now let's try to do this faster. 2 times what is 90? 90 is 2 times 45, I guess, right? Yeah, 45 plus 45 is 90. Then 45 will be what? 45 is 3 times 15. So I'm going to put 3. 15 is 3 times 5. So we just have 3 and we have 5. So you see that the perfect square here is 3 and 3. So I'm going to separate it. I'm going to say this is the same thing as the square root of 2 times 5 times the square root of 9. So the square root of 9 is 3. 2 times 5 is 10. So our answer is 3 root 10. So this is just the way to simplify surd. So anytime you have a question where you've come across a number that's not a perfect square, you can at least reduce it to the lowest term. So I hope you found the video helpful. If you did, like the video, share with your friends, and thank you for watching.